Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Toy?
Do I? Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yes Have Some Podcast. My name is Craig Goldberg. There will be no April Fool's jokes tonight, or will there? You have no idea. Will our words be true? Will the stories be fiction? I hate April Fool's Day. I've been tricked 3 times already. It's not fair. They shouldn't start those jokes till noon. You got to get a couple.
I think we should get rid of
What
the
got
entire
you?
holiday. I don't like being lied to.
I want to know what got you.
All right. Well, first of all, hi everybody. Abigail, hi.
Hi. Hello.
Jacob, hello.
Hi.
I want to get rid. I don't think it's fair because we all are living in this world where we wake up and look at our phones first thing, right? You got to check your messages, your Facebook, your Instagram, the X, Twitter, the news. The first thing I saw bright and early this morning was a post from Ghostbusters News saying that there was a slimed pizza from Ghostbusters.
You fell for the Pizza Hut slimed green drizzle pizza.
Pesto pizza, first of all, that sounds good. Second of all, I don't want to say I fell for it, but I did go, what? And then I went, oh, okay. It's going to be one of those days. And then it's weird because Cinemacon is going on right now in Las Vegas. So there's actually like a lot of news coming out.
Yeah.
Like legitimate news. But what are they doing holding a big movie news day on fucking April 1st? On a fake news day. Exactly. So that's where I'm at. That's where my head's at. Anyways, Jacob, how are you, man?
I'm good. I think April Fool's Day is dumb, just like you were saying, Abby. We should get rid of the whole holiday. It's
fucking
stupid.
cruel.
But it's also funny when your friends fall for things that are clearly fake.
Listen.
Ghostbusters doesn't do anything. You think they're going to have a fucking Pizza Hut all of a sudden?
To promote
they
the
don't
41st anniversary?
Anything.
Well, I fell for it.
We waited till 41 to do the special pizza. It's like the special anniversary.
Listen, we appreciate
I did see I mean, clearly a joke. You know how some people put out things for April Fool's Day that they're not even trying to tease you, they're just like putting out a fun thing.
Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd Kaufman from Troma put out a video, like a 15-second thing, and it's like the opening of like the Disney, like what would be before a Disney movie. It's like the castle and
the Walt Disney, right.
And then it pans down on a sign that says "Welcome to Tromaville." It's like really funny.
I like that. Well, it's a day of whimsy, and I hate it.
Yeah,
because everyone's
having fun.
Exactly.
Jesus.
But we'll talk about
fun is fine. It's the pranks that I don't get into. I think that culture is definitely like not my thing.
Yeah,
like trying to fool somebody.
Don't fool anybody. No. Well, there's definitely some interesting news coming out of CinemaCon. We'll talk a little bit about that. We had quite a weekend, so we appreciate everybody tuning in, whether you're live or listening after the fact on YouTube or on the Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you for being here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit those notifications so you know when YHS is on. We normally do these on Monday evenings, but we had a long weekend, and we decided to just do a doubleheader tonight. We're preparing for travel next week. Us and all sorts of people that we know are heading to Japan for travel and vacation and Star Wars celebration. So we'll be obviously talking a little bit about that. Probably a lot more once we get back because we'll have stories to tell. But we are very excited. And this weekend, though, was Toylanta / PowerCon. So it's the big toy convention that we've been going to every year in Atlanta. So pickups and things like that, I definitely think we'll be showing off on Toy Anxiety tonight. But I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Okay, but don't act like we have a lot of pickups from Toylanta. Like
I do.
You got.
I do. I'm looking. I'm surrounded by pickups
from Toylanta specifically.
Yeah,
there's not a ton.
There's a
Okay.
couple. There's a couple.
There's a couple. Yeah, you're
I'm
just
sure
like, you know, that was a big like, well, we'll do our pickups for toy anxiety. It's
Listen,
like, okay.
the memories are the pickups mostly. The memories we made.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
saw a
it
lot of
was
friends.
It was fun. I had
We
fun.
had a good time.
I had a really
Uh,
good time. Yeah.
But then we also went to this really cool VHS swap at the Plaza Theater. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. Before we get into, because I titled tonight's episode "Toy Show Drama," because there was some, and it was maybe my favorite 7 minutes of the last 2 years. It was a very, I can't wait to talk
I haven't
about
been
it.
that happy in a long time.
It was awesome.
It
Well,
was
I'll,
awesome. It was
I'll
awesome.
set it all up, but there was a late breaking piece of movie news I wanted to cover too. But before we do any of that, Jacob, is there anything
Yeah.
else top of mind for you that you're hoping to get off your chest?
Yeah. So what is it? Cinemacon that's happening?
Cinemacon, yeah.
So something that happened at Cinemacon is they premiered a trailer for a movie that I am very stressed about.
Okay.
The Long Walk.
Oh, the
trailer-
Stephen King
Yeah.
movie.
The
Yeah.
trailer was shown at Cinemacon, which means it's probably going to be coming out soon.
I think September they announced.
They have been trying to make a movie of The Long Walk since The Long Walk was published. Everybody has failed. But it's one of Stephen King's darkest books. And I'm afraid that the movies might be bad. And I know I haven't seen anything yet.
Is Mark
But the-
Hamill in it?
Yes, Mark Hamill is in it. That's part of that's
Well, there was an
part of
interview
the
with
thing
him.
that I don't think is great about it.
But listen, I listened to this interview with Mark Hamill recently, and he was talking about how he was hesitant to
Mhm.
do it because of how bleak it was. And his son was like, "No, Dad, it's the fucking Long Walk. It's bleak. It's dark. It's Stephen King. You're doing it." And he was like, "All right.
All right.
Where's Han?"
There's some good Hoffman is in it. What's his
Dustin?
the other one?
Philip
wait.
Seymour?
Wait,
Who are we talking about?
is his name Dustin?
Dustin
His son.
Hoffman?
The
No.
Long Walk was published under Richard Bachman also.
Yes.
I
What
know.
is-
Yes, I'm aware that that's also Stephen King, but for listeners. just wanna say that.
Yes.
There's some weird guy named Richard Bachman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid is
Okay.
in it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. He's great.
And the android guy from Romulus is in it. There's some good
David
actors in it,
Johnson?
but do you know what
Cooper Hoffman. That's
what gives me pause about it is the guy who's directing it is the guy who directed like a lot of the Hunger Games movies. And like those are also movies about like kids and a lot of death that they just kind of turned into some like I don't want it to be like the Hunger Games movie. I don't
Right.
want it to be
Yeah.
like a teen drama.
Sure.
I want
know,
it
I've
to
read-
be dark and awful and like traumatized. I want it to be like the book. I don't want it to get turned into like a kid's thing.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I mean, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling. I mean, I
see
don't
why
know.
you're concerned because the Hunger Games are young adult, and I would be very upset having read The Long Walk if there was like suddenly a love story in there or something of that nature. I would not like that.
It's just Licorice Pizza again.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen Licorice Pizza?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if
I
you
don't,
like it.
I don't like licorice.
You love pizza. Cooper Hoffman. Hey, listen though.
Cooper.
Did
That's
you
right.
know this rumor was going around that the little girl from Hereditary is going to play Carrie in the Mike Flanagan produced Carrie?
No,
Okay.
I haven't heard that.
I hadn't heard that.
This time,
Where'd
Carrie
you
has a
read that?
peanut allergy. I don't know. It's fucking
Oh, okay. You don't know.
internet.
You made that up.
But again, I didn't make it up. That doesn't seem like an April. Like, what kind of April Fool's joke would that be? Like, oh, we got him with the Hereditary thing. Like, cool.
Yeah.
So the Long Walk. Okay, there's a lot of movie news coming out, and I do want to
Yeah.
get to this toy drama.
Mhm.
But we have to
We'll
talk
get
about
there.
this is
3
breaking
minutes
too.
in.
Listen, this is not from CinemaCon, and I definitely thought this was a joke. but it's being reported by some reputable sources, and we have to talk about this. We don't have to go in depth, but we have to, because this was just breaking like as the show was starting. So let me talk about what this is. So a couple weeks ago, you guys know Jeff Snyder.
Mhm.
He's the newsletter guy, breaks tons of great scoops, super reputable, kind of a loose, the Ryan Dole of the movie industry.
Right.
Loose cannon.
Good stuff. A good Twitter follow.
He kind of teased something. He teased a while back that there was some mysterious project between David Fincher and Brad Pitt. And then this news broke today. This seems like in April. Why is it doing that? Guys, I'm so sorry. We're again just crazy technical difficulties on StreamYard lately. But what
Thanks
are you
for being
do?
here, though, chat. We love you.
David Fincher to direct Brad Pitt in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel written by Quentin Tarantino for Netflix. Guys, my tinfoil hat's going off on this one. But I wanted to roundtable this because this touches a lot of our interest areas. Jacob, I'm going to kind of peruse the article, but we talked about this briefly before we started. What's your gut reaction to this?
Oh, that's a string of words that don't compute completely. Quentin Tarantino, I don't. Oh man, at first it seems really weird that he would have somebody else directing. Like I said this to you on the phone. My first thought is, why would Quentin Tarantino? First of all, he's not a sequel guy. He's not a guy that writes a lot of sequels. I've heard him talk about possibility of sequels in the past, but he's never. You can't count Kill Bill because that was written as one film, but there's not a lot of sequels happening in his filmography, so it's weird he even took that story. He's usually the kind of guy who, once he's done a story, he's like, all right, well, what am I doing next? Right. So that's odd. And then off the top of my head, it was odd that he would write and someone else would direct, but I guess he's done that before. There are movies out there written by Quentin Tarantino that he didn't direct, but kind of wild news, like especially that it's for Netflix.
So it says, from what I understand, this is the screenplay Tarantino's The Movie Critic evolved into.
Okay.
Tarantino must have loved the script and didn't want it to languish in a drawer, because sources close to the filmmaker tell us he approached Fincher and Netflix has quietly put together the deal. And then Jeff Snyder reported.
It just hit me. Wait, it just hit me. Why this is happening?
Tell me, please.
I know hold on. Mystery solve.
We did
it. It's because he doesn't want this to count towards his 10.
Yeah, it's a loophole.
He wants this to happen. He likes the script, but he doesn't want it to count towards his 10.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That was. Sorry to interrupt you, Jacob. That was the one point that was going through my head was, did Quentin Tarantino not say, I'm stopping at 10? What does this mean? Does this not count? It's a loophole. Yeah.
It's a loophole.
In that case, I love it.
Jeff Snyder reported that Leonardo DiCaprio might be in talks to reprise his role anyway. Here's the thing. Quentin Tarantino was like, Once Upon a Time Hollywood is amazing. He also did a novelization which had like a bunch more story elements to it. And it's David, we haven't even talked about this. Abigail, David Fincher, we're talking Seven, we're talking Gone Girl, we're talking so many incredible movies. One of the true, well, I can't think of them all off the top of my head. Gone Girl is one of my favorite movies. Alien 3. What else?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Didn't he had that movie come out with Michael Fassbender that went straight to Netflix pretty recently? I didn't see that. I don't know if
Fight Club.
Benjamin Button.
Social
Zodiac.
Network.
Panic Room.
Fucking Zodiac? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Hey, Zodiac's I think Zodiac might be one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
It's unreal.
I really love Zodiac's legit. Like, that's a good movie.
It's so good. So obviously David Fincher is incredible. Abby, I want to get your take though. You loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
It was iconic. I loved Brad Pitt's role in the movie too.
Cliff Booth.
So yeah, my thoughts are that like I feel like Netflix is super hungry to have like famous, accredited, like respected, independent type of directors like working for them and on the Netflix bill. Like
Yeah.
that it seems to me like that would be something like, they want the cool points to be like, yeah,
Kind
well,
of
we
a-
have a
Yeah,
Tarantino
because they
joint.
want to say fuck you to Martin Scorsese.
Hey, kind
Yeah.
of a slap in the face to Cinemacon with the whole convention is to convince people to go back to the movie theater. And Netflix is like,
Yeah.
we're doing Tarantino sequels over here.
Netflix doesn't
Oh,
count.
Doing
Doesn't count.
Tarantino sequels.
We're doing
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction too.
Yeah.
This is
it seems
cool.
it raises a few questions, but it's territory that I'd be happy to explore because I love that like Manson era, like Hollywood time. I thought it was really fun to get into. And I really loved that movie. So I wouldn't mind seeing some more stories told from that and from the perspective of those characters. Yeah, it feels weird though. Like there's something iffy or strange about it.
Well, it's also that it's just today. It's April Fool's Day. It
Yeah,
sounds like a made up
exactly.
story.
Yeah.
And for all we know, in 3 days, this could be completely debunked, or they could say the story's wrong, or this was on the table. It's not happening now. A lot can happen, but I wanted to talk about it because that's big breaking, crazy news.
Well, it's also so you said in that article, it says that the movie critic, which was reported to be Quentin Tarantino's final film, he was writing that sort of turned into this, and now the movie critic is not really happening. But remember, there were rumors going around that the movie critic was going to have characters
Pitt.
from like a bunch
Right.
of not Stephen King, but a bunch of
Stephen
other
King does weave characters the same way.
Tarantino
So,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna have Cliff Booth and maybe some other characters in it. So I can see how the script for that, how maybe he was writing it and then he was like, well, fuck that. I just want to focus on this character. So hey, whatever.
Man, very, very cool. So Sony had a big panel last night. There's 4 Beatles movies coming out in 1 month, April 2028. The first
Each one about a different member.
Dumbest thing ever.
Yes, and they're calling it the first bingeable theatrical experience. Can you believe that?
What, they're all coming out at the same time?
I don't know if it'll be the same time.
Are
Because
they on Netflix?
No, it's gonna be in theaters.
Oh, theaters. Okay.
4 movies, same month. It's one of those things where it's either going to be like this incredible thing, or they're going to look back at it and go, "What was Sony thing?"
I mean, I think it. Whether you love the Beatles or not, the idea does not sound like it's going to be incredible. Like, who wants to watch 4 movies that you kind of have to watch all to? I don't know.
That's
It's just like,
so
it's the fucking
ambitious.
Beatles, dude. Come on.
I
Yeah.
love it. Good actors too. Paul Mescal, fucking Human Torch,
Worst Joker ever.
Barry Keoghan.
Jared Leto.
No, Jared Leto's not in the Beatles movie.
Keoghan.
Oh, fuck.
Barry, Sabrina Carpenter's ex, Barry.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. All right, guys. So let's talk about Toylanta though. And then the WB panels tonight. So we'll probably get more Superman news and all sorts of shit. So we'll keep tabs on everything and update accordingly. Okay, Toylanta. We went with some friends. We met up with a bunch of friends. Shout out to Hal and Mike who were with us. The Bama Geeks, at least 2/4 or
Brock and
1/2.
Jess.
Brock and Jess were there.
Fun hanging out with them.
Fun hanging out. Skylar Davis. We saw him a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
Good hangs with everybody.
Geek Dad.
Lots
of
Geek
people.
Dad, Jay, Pixel Dan. It was great.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
Colleen. It's great.
So, Abby, what was your impression of the show in general?
I feel like it's grown up a lot since when we first started going. I remember our first trip, Craig, you and I went was like, because it does fall right around your birthday. It was a long, long time ago in like our very early days of collecting. So yeah. It's something that I always look forward to. And it makes me really happy to see that it's doing well. Because it moved from where it was, the old hotel that held it is no longer where it takes place. It's in Gwinnett. It's at a big center. I don't remember the name of the center, but it's like
convention center.
A huge convention center. Yeah. Which made it feel for me like sensory wise and like stress level wise, it was much better because there was much more space to walk and to breathe. It was less of like stuff being crowded into one tiny room, which I enjoyed. It felt like I could like hear my thoughts a little bit more while I was actually looking at stuff. So I
Right.
enjoyed that. I thought the space was pretty. I liked the options of like food and coffee that were right there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a busy spot for sure.
Yeah. My first comment was at least I could see. The last place was so dim.
Yeah.
And these
Mhm.
41-year-old eyes were not loving it. So it was a nice, brightly lit. The main room had a ton of, I mean, there was a lot of great vendors, tons of vintage stuff, lots of, good variety. I think from a dealer perspective, probably a little bit better in years past. Maybe not the best it's ever been, but not the best toy show I've ever been to. I mean, I feel like Retro Con in South Carolina is usually a little bit better than Toylanta. And then you just kind of hear like tale of all these toy shows around the country with like, just like warehouses full of toys and things like that. But overall, good time. We went there Friday night for preview night, went back Saturday. But the drama, we have to talk about this. So after the main show, if you've never been to one of these shows, they do this a lot of toy shows. They do what's called a lobby swap, where basically in the hotel after hours, anybody who's attending the convention, whether you're a dealer or not, can bring a box of stuff or a bin or a tote of stuff to sell. And it's kind of like an after hours second toy show. Jacob, we've always gone to these, but we've never sold. So we made the decision, hey, every toy collector has like that pile of stuff they're trying to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to get a couple piles.
Yeah, we have an upcoming trip also.
Yeah, make a few extra bucks. And Jacob, I want to get your impressions of what was your I was a little stressed because it's like usually you're the buyer and you're walking around, but now you're like, you're the dealer and you're talking to people and all that.
Yeah, I was very stressed just because I'm not a salesman, and I don't like having to say over and over again prices on I don't know, that's not fun, but it was fun. Like the lobby swap was it was a good time. A lot of our friends were hanging out and I made a little bit of extra money. I think I literally spent everything I made at the VHS swap, but
it's a break-even weekend.
But yeah, it was that was fun. It was, to me, it was the best part of the toy show because I didn't think the show itself was great. So that part was very fun. Yeah.
So basically, as Toylanta, and this happens with a lot of toy shows, Toylanta is a toy show. The main point is people are coming to buy vintage and modern toys from toy dealers. They also had the PowerCon element this year, so there was a lot more like independent toy makers, people doing Kickstarters, and more of like the toy community set up with booths and all that was awesome too. Shout out to like Brutal Realm and we met Mega J Retro and Ramen Toys was there, so lots of good stuff for the community.
Good friend Tristan.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Tristan.
Yeah.
Tristan, we're working with Tristan on a project that we've been teasing for a while. You can follow him at The Glowing Ghost on Instagram. Incredible, up and coming, hungry toy sculptor. We went to dinner. We got ramen. My favorite part of the weekend was going to dinner with Tristan and his friends. So that was great. More on that and very soon. And so we set up, and basically as the convention has grown, Abigail, they're now trying to do like they want to be like a legitimate convention with like after hours events. So unbeknownst to us, we found this out after the fact.
Off-site after hours events.
The toy swap, which was kind of like in a mid-size conference room at the hotel, like a standard like Holiday Inn conference room, not very big. There was all this like, we weren't paying mind to it, but there was like all this like music equipment and like DJ gear. There was like a lot of audio gear in there. Is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't even. Go ahead.
There's folding tables that had like microphones and some cords on them, and maybe some speakers, as I recall. But when we walked in, the vibe in the room was extremely like laid back. It was basically like people who had been buying stuff all day were now ready to sell what they had, kind of kick back. It's like a after party, after hours type
Right.
of thing.
And it wasn't the con ended
Very
at
like
6.
thrown together.
It wasn't supposed to start till 7:30, but people started getting in there early and getting set up to get like their and that's what we did. We were set up by like 6:15.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So for like an hour, good vibes, buying,
Mhm.
selling, joking with
It was like the
friends.
best hour.
It was great. Abby's eating, candy bars and
Yeah, I
Hal
spent
bought-
most of the money we made at the front desk of the not the Hilton, the Holiday Inn on
Yeah.
snacks. I kept bringing treats back.
we were, we had sodas and drinks and people were having fun and there's like all these dealers and Jake, you sold some stuff. I sold some stuff. We're feeling good for like
Mhm.
an hour.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then literally all hell broke loose. And this is the drama we're referencing. This dude walks in. No idea who this guy was. Like bigger dude, long hair, just looks like, guy you would see at a toy show. Or like a Iron Maiden show or something. This is kind of like a big
Large
guy.
man.
Like a
Yeah.
large guy with like black shirt and like pants.
Mhm.
Very descriptive. I'm sure the police would be able to find him if they needed me to do sketch artist. So we're kind of near the corner where he is, and he walks in and he goes, "Everybody in the back needs to move now." And we all collectively did nothing and just were like staring
First
at
of all, I'm
this
like, am I
guy.
in the back? I don't know.
I distinctively remember I can visually still see it when he did that, and
Yeah.
his arms were up like this, and he just
Yeah.
looked to me he looked like a real life South Park character. Like he was like it was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there's like this small commotion and he's like freaking out because the table where like the microphones and stuff were set up, the stuff had been like lightly moved out of the way by somebody. And somebody had set up a bunch of G.I. Joes to sell.
Mhm.
Well, I guess what we didn't know is that the toy swap was also a DJ event. There was going to be a live DJ.
Yeah, because that's what you need whenever you're trying to haggle about prices with a bunch of people is awful loud music playing.
Abby,
and that's
after
and
being
it-
there for an hour, what just real quick, because I want to get your temperature.
Mhm.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did that room want a DJ added to the festivities?
No one in that room has ever danced just purely for their own like fun to music. Like this is not like a going out and getting loose kind of crowd. This is like a hyper fixated group of people who are like, I'm looking for this My Little Pony, I'm looking for this G.I. Joe, and it's like it's more of like a chatting and getting to know each other and like letting off steam at the end of the day. Like that was the communal vibe that we had going in there. In no way, shape, or form did anyone in the room seem like they were like gearing up to party. We were all kind of the antithesis of like party mode in general.
We're all sitting down. Whenever he had that freak out,
Everyone was sitting
it was
down,
so
very
funny
tired.
because it was funny because the people he was yelling at were the people who had this one table of the Star
Mhm.
Wars and G.I. Joe stuff, who we did not know,
Mhm.
and our group of people, because we
Right.
were all just sitting there. And the table, he was like, anybody past this wall has to get the fuck out. And it's like, it was us, but we're like, we're not okay. And they were like, who moved this stuff? And we're like, what stuff? I don't even,
Yeah.
I didn't
He
even
just
know
acted
what
like
he was
Jesus
I
talking
Christ.
about.
literally
throwing shit over.
I saw the microphones and stuff. For one thing, he was the DJ, by the way. This guy had been gearing up for his big gig. I'm
It was
sure he
probably
had
his first show.
sure he had a Facebook
That's why
event
he was so mad. Yeah.
with like
Yeah, it
6
makes sense.
babies, 12 no's.
One of his coworkers may be coming.
Yeah.
Well, he
And-
was the whole rest of the time we were there. he was sitting in the hallway, just like muttering to himself about how mad he was at people, and because like we had to move to the hallway, so we were out there the rest of the time, and anytime I would like walk over just like see what Hal and Brock were doing or whatever, and the guy's just sitting there in a chair on his phone. He's like, "This fucking motherfucker," and it's like, what are you mad about?
Yeah. You're awful
Yeah.
angry for someone who wants to create the vibe in the room and make a party
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
And it's crazy because if you look at the after hours, it doesn't say anything about a DJ. Like, my whole thing is like, it doesn't need to be a toy swap / DJ event. It just needs to be a toy swap. He was angry because I think his intention was he was going to come set up first and set the mood. And then in an orderly fashion, all of these toy swappers would set up at the appropriate time. But as soon as the convention ended, everybody walked over to the hotel
early because they're all
their
dorks.
fucking bins
Yeah.
with their Ninja Turtles.
What do you expect them to do? Bring all their shit to their hotel room for an hour and a half and then bring it back down? Like, nobody wants to see your dumb DJ bullshit at a toy. It's just, that's not what a toy swap is for. So
Right.
shut the fuck up.
But the thing is, I did see all the microphones and everything. I thought it was just like,
What was a conference room?
Yeah, I thought it was
just
like-
thought they
Yeah, I thought it
belonged
was
in
the
there.
Hotels tech is what I thought. And that made sense to me. I was like, oh, this is probably a room that they were using for presentations. And that's why there's
Right.
some microphones in here.
Hey, you haven't even gotten to the best part yet.
which was
Well, the best part is that after everybody moved, they brought their DJ stuff in, and then 10 minutes later stormed out and just left.
The room spoken.
With basically everybody laughing at him as he pushing his cart of bullshit out of the
Kid
fucking
Rock Joe Dirt moment. I was like, ain't nobody wants you around.
Nobody wants your music. Jay Gotfelder was there, like we were all getting riled up.
I mean, it was. Listen, I don't want to spread rumors. I don't know who this guy is. Maybe he was just having a bad day, whatever. But somebody
Right.
told me
But
they
yeah.
overheard him on the phone saying he was going to file a lawsuit against the hotel for opening the doors to the room early, which I fucking love.
He needs someone to blame.
All right, this next case is the
What a
people
loser.
versus the DJ of the Gas South Hilton and the Toy Swappers. Oh my god. So what we had to move though because we were kind of in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to move to the hallway.
To the hallway. It was fine. It was funny, and Abby was kind of you were relishing this. You're pretty conflict avoidant, but you seem to really
I
be
am, but like if I'm surrounded by my friends, I'm okay. Like
yeah.
it reminds me of days like and nights when I would go to shows and be with my friends and like a little fight would break out. So yeah, like that's kind of the energy that I was feeding off of.
Wait. Abby, were you at oh my god. This just triggered a huge memory for me. Do you remember there's this all ages venue? It's not around anymore. It was like the biggest place in Georgia for bands to play called Swayze's.
Yeah, of
It
course.
was there. Well, I know you remember it, but it was there for my band used to play there all the time.
I used to go see them.
When I was 18, 19 years old. And I'll never forget some touring band. They were like assholes. Like it was like they came, they were dicks to everybody. They were drunk, whatever. They were mad because they had to open or something. I don't know. But they were supposed to play for 25 minutes and they wouldn't stop playing. And they just kept playing. And finally the venue like
Fight everyone.
turned the electricity off.
That
and
sounds
they
awesome.
They started like a riot. And I'll never forget like the bass player. I was just standing off to the side. Like we were like playing later that day. This guy grabbed me by the neck. He was like, "Did you cut the power?" And I was like, "Get the fuck off me, dude!"
Holy shit, dude! Fuck!
Like, you don't want to mess with people's music, dude.
Yeah.
That is the art.
That is amazing. I think like the reason I feel not bad about kind of giving this guy a bunch of shit is because like he was being so overly dramatic.
Right.
And if like nobody is gonna yell at me like that, and I'm not gonna like sit there. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
if
Like,
you
don't let him
yell,
talk to me like that.
if you
Yeah.
yell at me like that, I'm probably gonna make fun of you or
Yeah.
laugh
Yeah,
at
yeah,
you, like laugh in your face or something. Like that doesn't scare me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
The thing is, if he would have came in and just been like, "Oh, hey
Oh,
guys,
hey guys, I'm the DJ.
I'm doing a DJ
Yeah.
set. You guys
You
look like
mind
you're
if I
having a
have
good
my
time."
space back?
Yeah,
Right.
cool,
I'm
man.
gonna
Yeah.
set up here. This
Have
is my
fun.
stuff. Oh, we're so sorry, dude.
yeah.
Dude, you know
cool.
what I'm gonna fucking do?
But but instead, he came in literally with his hands in the air.
yeah,
Shut this down. Shut this all down.
He probably had to go
Yeah.
fucking catch his breath after he was so.
Yeah, and
He
also
was
being
so
moved out of a
fucking-
space is something that has happened. I've been to shows like in my lifetime where the cops came and shut down because of like noise ordinance, like where it's like you gotta go. So I don't. When someone's like you gotta go, there's something within me that's like no, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fight that. And
Right,
so we went out and sat in the hallway right outside of the room and like just immediately set our stuff right back up, and I sat on the floor to sell again. And I was making jokes. I was like, I'm gonna have a acoustic concert in like defiance of the DJ, like in protest of him.
I mean, dude,
I
I'm
never
just
did
telling
that.
you, I'm gonna
But it
find
was
out where
funny.
his next. This is what we do. His next gig, if maybe he's at a nightclub or something.
Set up a toy swap at
We
a gig.
we show up,
Set up a
halfway
fucking toy
through,
swap at
set
every
up a
show
toy
he
swap.
goes
Get there early and set
to.
our
Right
toys up.
before him and set up.
No, this keeps happening to me. Why?
Oh my god, that's such a
Oh
good
my
idea.
God.
It was great. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. It made it really memorable, and like
Mhm.
Brock and Jess and Skylar, we're all there, and having
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
fun
God.
con moment for sure.
It was like that's you can't plan for those kind of things, but it's like something we're gonna remember forever.
Mhm.
And it
I
was
hope
fun.
I hope that guy has a podcast and is on his podcast right now talking shit about us. These
Yeah.
motherfuckers are so disrespectful.
Mhm.
Touched all my microphones. You know, I'm a professional.
They
Dude,
moved all my
if
stuff.
I was him, I would be like, this fucking guy. First of all, he's selling bootleg Ninja Turtles weapons. Nobody wants them.
reptile weapons.
Dude, by the way, every person who like my thing was like people seemed interested in those bootleg Turtles weapons. So every time somebody asked me the price, I went up $5.
Well, maybe
And
that's
that's why
why
you
he
never
didn't sell
sold
them.
Yeah, dude. I was
Probably.
yeah.
Well, he told me 25. Well, he told me 35.
Oh, man, I was just like, man, that's my like every toy dealer. I don't know, man. I really don't want to sell that. That's a good piece.
That's what was really
Wait.
fun.
Hey, next toy show, I'm setting up at the swap, but nothing's gonna be for sale. Anytime anybody asks, I'll be like, "Oh, that's not for sale."
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of people were literally
I think
selling
you'd enjoy that, honestly.
I
straight
would.
trash, and
Yeah.
Jacob rolled up with like multiple premium items.
Grail items.
Dude,
yeah.
my
Very
favorite.
Violante.
I don't want to give away your business, but you were selling these
It's okay.
Jaws. There's it was like a vintage store display Jaws,
Yeah.
Thing.
like
Ring, yeah,
canister
yeah.
of their like little plastic rings,
Yeah.
sealed. And like so many dudes were like, "Hey man, what do you got on that?" Jake's like 600. It's like we're like, what?
I mean, I figured that wouldn't sell at a toy show, but I was just like, I might as well bring it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I
Draws
knew that
attention.
I knew that was a big ticket item that wouldn't just like it's not really an impulse buy, but
Dude, one time I was at this is another like unlocked memory. My band was on tour. We were playing in Arizona, and we went to a house party afterwards. Like one of the kids at the show like had all the bands come over. It was standard fare.
Mhm.
And I was literally Mr. Social in the kitchen by myself drinking a glass of apple juice, and like everybody else is like drinking, and like the party gets busted by the cops. I'm running. I don't even know why. I'm drinking apple juice. I'm 22 years old. I'm like, ah.
You have a tummy ache.
yeah. I have a stomach ache. And the cops like they arraigned everybody and sat us all on like the curb. And we're like checking our driver's licenses because they were like going to call everyone's parents to bring them home. And they like got to us. They're like, "Where do you live, son?" And I was like, "Georgia." And he was like, "What? You being smart with me?" I was like, "No, I live in Atlanta, Georgia." And they're like, "Have you been drinking?" I'm like, "No, I don't even know where. I don't even know why I'm here." And they let me go. And fuck that DJ, honestly.
Yeah. Seriously.
Anything else on Toylanta?
No.
I just enjoyed being on the other side for like a little bit. It was fun to be a dealer, even though it was all kind of like, thrown together at the last minute. I thought
Yeah.
it was really fun to be
That
able
was
to
great.
have a little booth, little spot to
I'll-
sit. I had fun with friends, and I
I'll
enjoyed
do it
myself.
again next time. I'll
Mhm.
do it again for sure. And then the next day, this was a huge weekend. The Plaza Theater had their annual, it's got an official name. I've just been calling it the VHS swap.
I think so from what I heard from other people there, it seems like they do it twice a year.
Okay.
And this was the 6th one. And it's like the 3rd year they've been doing it or something like that.
Okay.
So, Abby, for people who don't know what the Plaza Theater is, why don't you enlighten them?
Well, the Plaza Theater is a gorgeous old theater that's in Atlanta. It's on Ponce de Leon, which is like a famous road that is a thoroughfare through Atlanta. It was a former dirty theater back in the day, and it was purchased and bought by someone very cool. And it is now an independent theater that features independent films and film festivals, and they do fun special like dress up events, and it's a really well decorated, gorgeous old space for people who love movies. And it was filled with those kind of people. The day that we went, it was all VHS collectors, and it again felt very much like a DIY like show festival setup with like just like people coming out, putting their tables down, stacking stuff up, getting music going. I really had I had a really good time there. I will say it felt like it was just a good community to be around, like a good group of people.
VHS swap was cool. There was a bunch of maybe like 10 or 12 dealers.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And it was packed. Like it got full and very hot in there quickly. But I know, we didn't really pick much up at the toy show, so we were all ready to spend some cash, I think. We did this episode a couple weeks ago or months ago on our VHS collecting habits, and I thought it would be fun if we talked a little bit about that event and showed off some of our wares. Jacob, what'd you think of the swap itself?
I liked it a lot. Everybody, like kind of what Abby was just saying, everybody felt like they knew each other, and it made me wish I was like a bigger part of that community. Everybody seemed really cool, and there was a lot of like seeing people greet each other or like, oh, hey, what's up? And I'm like, whoa, everybody knows each other here. This is cool. Everybody was very friendly. We talked to a couple of the dealers, and everybody was nice. And the only nitpick I would have about it is the lighting's really bad inside the plaza, and you can't see anything. And maybe they should bring some lights for the VHS Fest. But other than that, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool. I think we all picked stuff up. And maybe we should just show off some of the stuff we bought.
Okay.
You think so?
Cool.
Sure.
Abby, do you want to start?
Sure.
We just round table it.
Yeah, I'll start with this. Got a nice little stack next to me. I picked up this Blink-182 tape. I don't know what's on it. It's called Probed, Unauthorized.
Nice.
From Eaton Entertainment. It's not like an MTV or a VH1 release or Comedy Central. So I don't really know what's going to be on this, but I'm definitely watching it, and I'm definitely going to think about Ryan Ting when I do that. Because I know he loves Blink-182, and I'm a big fan, unapologetically. I'm excited to watch that. I've got more. Do you want me to continue, or do you want to go first?
I just want to say I love Blink-182 as well. I know Ryan Ting's a big fan, but I also really like it. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know what's on there. Maybe it's like home videos, or maybe it's just like recorded off MTV, like just their videos.
I'm assuming it's either like a documentary or it's just a concert. It's got to be one. It's an official thing, so it's got to be one or the other.
All right, I'll show one off, and then we'll just round table it.
One of the lines is, "These are three great guys who just hate clothes."
They were naked in one video.
I wonder if this is just like that video, like the
Just
way this is. It's very lightweight. I wonder what's on it. Find out.
I got a sealed copy of my favorite Ninja Turtles animated VHS, Hot Rodding Teenagers. Obviously, this is the famous Dimension X episode. I think there's usually more than one episode on these, or 50. There's probably 2 episodes. But as a kid, those hot rodding teenagers from Dimension X. I wanted to be them. I wanted to be friends with them. I wanted to know them. Now this is one of those tapes that I just played until it stopped working. And now I have a sealed copy. And I mean, that is, Jacob, is that not iconic Ninja Turtles artwork?
Yeah, that artwork specifically is one of the most, like, if I did a top 10 of Ninja Turtles artwork, that's on there.
I love it.
You're down in the sewer looking up. It's cool.
Yeah, it's just cool. So and by the way, we all got pretty good deals on all this stuff. So yeah, that's a good one.
Nice.
Jacob.
Cool. All right, I'll do one. This is the first thing I picked up at the swap. I'm gonna watch this maybe tonight. This was a really fun pickup for me, and it is a 2-tape set of just tornado footage. I cannot wait to watch this. The raw, pounding power of the most powerful and destructive storms ever created by
storms.
nature.
I thought you were describing some of the movies that used to play at the Plaza.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What's really funny?
Nature.
What's really funny is each tape is labeled something different.
Okay.
And the first tape is labeled Savage Twisters. The second tape.
Twisters? Sorry.
The second tape is labeled Deadly Twisters. so
the first ones are
You got
savage.
two kinds.
Savage and Deadly.
Savage and Deadly.
I am very excited to watch this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good stuff.
It's gonna be good.
First pickup.
Abigail, go for it.
It'll be good. Next pickup was a classic. Always been a fan of Alfred Hitchcock. I grew up watching his movies, so I picked up Vertigo. It's just not, you don't see classic films on VHS as often, so it was, I'd like to see if there's more in this set, because there probably are more Hitchcock movies that, like, I don't know, that were released that look like this. So
like in that same style. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
It's cool.
I've never seen that one. It's on my
Hitchcock movies
list.
are great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. He's not the best human being, I don't think, but his movies were really great.
Was he a bad guy?
I mean, there's stuff about him being kind of abusive to his talent, and to his own kids.
Oh, so was Stanley Kubrick.
So no, we're not.
Yeah, let's forgive people.
Forgiveness.
Let's forgive people. I got concert tickets to buy. What else did you get?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, what a pretty face. All right.
Yeah.
I bought
Your turn.
Scream 3.
Whoa.
Hey, I watched it today not on VHS. I put it on HBO.
It's Connie Chung.
Hey, that movie's not really good, but
It's
you can't. But I love the Scream movies, and they're special to me for lots of different reasons. And we didn't own Scream 3 on VHS, so I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So yeah, Scream 7 next year. Can't believe it.
What do you?
I just can't believe it.
Okay.
I can't believe it.
Okay, I can. The rest of the movies that I got, I haven't ever seen before, and this one is a trauma movie, so I'm assuming it's not a good movie. But if you think I'm gonna pass up buying a movie called A Nymphoid Barbarian in Dinosaur Hell, then you don't know me. So, that's this. I did watch the trailer, and the dinosaurs are all like really crazy stop motion, and they look fun. The movie does look pretty bad, but I mean, with a title like that, I'm gonna buy it. So
yeah,
dude, that sounds like a J Key like nickname. The Nymphoid.
Sounds like he's announcing somebody.
Yeah. My co-host, the Nymphoid Barbarian in Dinosaur Hell.
That's how you have to refer to me from now on. So.
Yeah.
Nymphoid Barbarian. That's a good one.
Cool.
I like that.
Go for it, Abby.
Oh, no more Craig. All right.
Well,
this
we're
is
going in an order.
We're going in order.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sometimes I struggle with orders. This is It Came From Beneath the Sea, which is an old movie. It's a very fuzzy photo on the cover. So I'm excited to see how bad it is. It's in black and white. Like I said, I've never seen it, and it just looks like a very bad B movie. And I'm into that kind of stuff. I love watching. I grew up watching Mystery Science Theater 3000, so really bad movies just like are comforting to me. Excited to watch that. See what
Well,
the tentacle's all about.
prepare to be bummed out because that's a really good movie. And it's
Is
early
it?
Ray. It's early Ray Harryhausen. Yeah, it's really great.
Then I've probably seen it, and that's probably why I was moved to buy it, because
Yeah,
I watched
yeah.
a lot of Harryhausen growing up. Just don't remember exactly which ones. So that's cool.
I mean, it's not one of my. If I go to put on a Ray Harryhausen movie, that's not like the one I'm always reaching for, but it's good.
Yeah. Cool.
All joking aside, I was looking up some of the old showtimes from Plaza Theater back in the 30s and 40s into the 60s and 70s, and they actually played It Came From Beneath the Sea. But it was an adult film, and it was just the letter C. It came from beneath the sea.
There was a moment there where I got really interested. I was like, where did you find these old postings? How cool is that?
My least favorite Craig joke is when you think he's giving you a nice actual piece of information.
Nice
until
actual
he
piece
gets
of
And that one was actually
Follow
starring an
something
actor.
really interesting, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then you
really?
ruin
Did
it.
it show at the
It was
theater that I bought it from?
starring
That would be awesome.
An actor named Ray Harryhouse. Anyways, hey, this lady just gave me Kingpin for free because I bought some other movies from her. I kept telling her I'd pay for it. She's like, just take it. I'm like, listen, this is a classic. But
That
Kingpin
dealer was really nice.
She was awesome. Unbelievably funny movie. One of my all-time favorites. Haven't seen it in a while. An incredible Bill Murray performance. Yeah, just so I'll show off that one. I'll show you what I'll show you what I bought from her. More problematic purchases from the Dr. Craig over here. I'm not really a doctor. I bought a Hulk Hogan 2-pack, not a real 2-pack. We got Suburban Commando,
Okay.
which listen.
Well, that's Ghostbusters adjacent.
Well, it's got a PKE meter.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie has a Ghostbusters reference with a PKE meter. It's got Christopher Lloyd, which is Back to the Future reference. It's got Shelley Duvall, which is from The Shining. And then there's some kid. No one knows who that is. Abby and I watched some of this last night. Not good at all.
Very bad.
This was one of those ones that I remember even as a kid. I was like, that movie sucks.
Is that the movie? Is that the movie where Christopher Lloyd yells, "I was frozen today"?
I was frozen today.
That's the only thing I remember from it, but I love his delivery.
There's that,
of
and
that
then because I think it's on maybe the Secret of the Ooze preview, like the trailer at the beginning.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, man, it's the '90s. We're gonna sue you."
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna sue your ass.
And then also Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain. But mostly,
Very
I just
nice.
can't wait to see
Those
this.
Three Ninjas movies are bad. Remember when we were forced to watch Three Ninjas because of our Patreon,
Listeners?
and it solely ended that. We're like never letting them pick a movie again.
Go back and watch the basketball scene from Three Ninjas where those like 4-foot kids are just like dunking on people because they know basic karate. I will never watch Three Ninjas, High Noon, and Mega Mountain. I'm partial to the first Three Ninjas only. That's actually so. It's Three Ninja. I can name them all. Three Ninjas Kick Back, Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, and then Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Oh, so that's part 4?
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was there anything past 4?
No, I think by that time the franchise had run its course. It's similar to the John Wick franchise, although they just
announced part 5.
Three John Wick movies were announced yesterday, so maybe Three Ninjas will make a comeback with Cobra Kai and Karate Kid.
Well, we need to get the first, second, and third VHS tapes from the series.
Well, the first 3, it's literally a rip. It's like somebody was like, "What if we did Karate Kid and Home Alone? Just make it. Go make it. It's the same thing."
I loved the first Three Ninjas, and I did buy a tape.
I don't think any of us liked
as
it.
a kid.
As a kid, okay.
As a kid, I loved Cole.
I watched it as a kid. I watched it a lot.
I loved Emily. Loved them all. But I remember I bought a tape from a Goodwill that was the first Three Ninjas movie, and it had the tape inside had like recorded over 9/11 footage on it. Like it wasn't it wasn't the movie. Like somebody was like, we gotta record this, so they grabbed the least important tape and put it in and fucking hit record.
Holy
So
shit.
I need to get those 1, 2, and 3
Cool.
now.
I mean, that shit used to happen in my house all the time. I'd put on like a VHS and it would just be like my dad would tape over like a basketball game but he would tape over like our birthday parties and stuff. Like, cool. Halfway through my birthday party, we'll see the Bulls and Knicks from March '92.
Well, that's like, do you guys remember a couple years ago I found at Goodwill one of the Ninja Turtle movies? I think it was the making of Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
Oh, that's a good one too.
And I put it in and it was some random kid's birthday party.
Oh, you gotta check
so
those tapes
fucking
before.
mad.
So-
You know?
Well, you can't check it when you're at the store. You know, you can't put it on and watch it.
Yeah, you go up to the lady at
me.
Goodwill, like, hi, before I make this purchase for $1, I want you to guarantee me that when I get home, there's not going to be anything other than the making of the Coming Out of Their Shells tour. That's what I'm paying for. That's what I signed up for. If I see fucking Darren's birthday, me and Goodwill are going to have a problem.
Yeah. Can I show off a tape now?
Mhm.
What about Building 7, Jacob?
What about it? Never happened.
Mm.
This movie I've also never seen, but I've heard of it and it's been on a list. Creature from Black Lake. It's like a not a Bigfoot, but kind of like a swamp. What are those guys called? Like a skunk ape movie.
Like a
So-
cryptid.
Like a cryptid.
Yeah, it's like it's like a skunk ape type Bigfoot ish movie that I've always wanted to check out, and somebody had it, so I bought it.
That's awesome.
That's cute. Yeah,
Very cool.
I like that cover.
Abigail?
Yeah, I picked up Clueless, one of my favorite movies of all
Love
time.
Clueless.
I fucking love Clueless. It's literally so smart, so funny, holds up.
Rest in peace.
Covers his sex, clothes, popularity, whatever. I love that. These movies were super influential. These movies, there's really just this one. I remember watching it for the first time, like at a friend's house, and just being like, I have to say all of these things that they're saying and be just like them. Still love Clueless, and I didn't have it on tape, so I'm happy to have it. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Good comfort movie.
Cool.
Clueless is great. Always loved it.
Mhm. I've got 3 more. I'm not sure what y'all have.
I've got 2 more.
Okay.
I also have 2.
All right, Abby,
Okay.
show one more.
Next one, Gremlins 2, which if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw me put this in my story. This is awesome. I have the first Gremlins, obviously. I think the sequel is better. I think
You
it's
don't
more
see that
entertaining.
VHS as much.
Yeah, I don't see it on VHS as much, and this is a pretty healthy copy that I got. So yeah, I'm super pumped. I love the artwork on the back. You've got Gizmo and the Brain Gremlin. And I love Gremlins. We've talked about it. We've done episodes on it. Go back and listen to them.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
a good movie.
Mhm.
All right. All right. 2 more. The first one is I picked up kind of on a whim, but I'm kind of a sucker for these collector's edition clamshells. Evil Dead, the first one.
Hell yeah.
I'm not the biggest horror junkie in the world, but I do love Evil Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness a lot. Evil Dead special movie. We also did some really good retrospectives on this series a couple years ago around Halloween. Around Halloween. Halloween. Isn't it halfway to Halloween? Isn't that day coming up?
I think next month or something. I don't know. It's soon. Or it may.
Well,
Well, I mean, it might be this month. I don't know.
We'll be looking
Soon.
forward to that. So I don't know. Like I've got a version of I'm just gonna keep saying the word
Evil
of the
Dead.
first Halloween. That's just like, yeah, I know this is Evil Dead, but I also have a copy of Halloween that's in a very similar design.
Similar case.
Similar case. I like these I don't like Disney clamshells. I don't like the white plastic and it gets all gross, but these
Same.
are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go ahead and do your last one, or
Sure, I can. This was the first thing Jacob and I both spotted when we got to the. I might make myself big for this one because it's a big boy.
Yeah, do it.
Another sucker for special editions. This is a sealed 25th anniversary edition of one of my all-time favorite movies. The Exorcist. I've got a couple of these. They used to, if you remember, they used to do these all the time. This was probably $100 when it came out, and it was like a special edition. You'd go to Best Buy and whatever, Walmart. I have one for Dances with Wolves, which is not even a movie I really like that much, but it comes with a bunch of cool stuff. And if there's one thing I love, is stuff. So if you see on the back here, this obviously has the VHS. It's got a special book, some lobby cards, and the soundtrack CD featuring the hit single "Get Away from Her, You Bitch." The Exorcist theme. That's not for the Exorcist.
Aliens.
That's Aliens. So let me try that again.
Your mother sucks
Featuring,
cocks in hell.
yeah, featuring the classic "Your Mother Sucks Cocks in Hell" by the Eagles, and which was B-side to Hotel California. It's just the score, guys. I'm just doing goof abouts. This was only $30, and I'll probably open it because I want to see all the stuff inside. And what are you gonna do? I do love
some like set photos and like.
Well, it's got like reprints of like the original like lobby cards and stuff. Like that.
We like that.
And this is very much YHS lore. I mean, we're talking Linda Blair. She's got You Can Adopt Dogs and all that stuff. Sweet dreams, Linda Blair. Love The Exorcist.
Only thing cooler is if that was shaped like Pazuzu.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it
Like
would
the
be
packaging. Or if
You know
that was
who-
just.
She would not sign it if that was the
I
case.
know that.
I should get this signed by Linda Blair next time she does a con.
Okay.
That would
Why?
look cool, like a nice paint pen signed by Linda
Like
Blair.
on the plastic cover, that way you can just.
Yeah, that way she'll run to the plastic so I can
Get
get
rid
rid
of
of it.
Yeah, so you can rip it off like Hulk Hogan.
Hey, I'm not a big Hulk Hogan fan. Okay.
Your pickups say otherwise.
Yeah.
Listen, what am I gonna do? I can't help it that all these people I love when as a child turn out to be not good people. All right.
All right.
Okay. Is it my turn?
That's my big statement. It's Jacob's turn.
It's my turn, and I'll go ahead and do the last two that I have. But one, like I said, last four I hadn't seen these, but if you know, one of the things I'm obsessed with is like animal attack movies. So you're laughing at the comments. Claws.
Claws.
It is clearly a ripoff of Jaws, 1977 grizzly bear attack movie. Yeah, I want to see this. So bears are terrifying. I know that. And I like movies like this. So picked up Claws.
Dude, I saw a video of a bear today opening someone's car window, like just bust the whole window.
Like
open.
rolling the window down. Oh,
Yeah,
like,
well, real
plunging it in. And
it like is pulling on it till
okay,
it shatters.
okay.
One funny thing, Jacob, after I told you this story, but I have to share it with the crowd.
Go for it.
You bought Claws and walked
Yeah.
away, and you've been looking for this movie Orca on VHS, which is a little bit more hard to find. It's another animal like attack movie. We talked about it last week, I think. And the guy was like, "Hey, man, this was 25 seconds after Jake bought Claws and walked away." And I walked up and he goes, "Hey, are you looking for anything?" I was like, "Oh, do you have Orca?" And he goes, "Man, I had a lot of good animal stuff. In fact, I had this movie called Claws, but somebody already bought it." And I was like,
It's him. He's walking away.
He's right there. I
that
drove
man.
him here.
I know him.
Cool. Well, here, I'll do my last one. Also an animal attack movie, a movie that I was aware of. I've never seen it. It is only available on bootlegs. There was not, I'm not even sure there was ever an actual like a VHS release of it. If there is, it's extremely hard to find. I've only ever seen bootlegs. Psycho Pike.
Fuck yeah.
Somebody
Dude,
had
them.
somebody had a copy of Psycho Pike, and that's the best fucking cover image I've ever seen in my life.
Hold on, let me make you. Let me. That's so good. I love Psycho. I love the
Give me
cover of
big.
Psycho Pike.
Psycho Pike. Is there? There you go. Got the glare.
It's
That
like
guy's
What?
fucking dead, dude.
Dude, I love Eyes Closed on the cover. That's
Yeah.
so good.
He's holding a.
Pike's looking at you.
What's really funny is he's holding an oar to like a canoe or something. So the implication is that he was just rowing his boat and the psycho pike jumped out of the water and grabbed his neck there. But yeah, I've been really wanting to watch this, especially because I also own this this book called The Pike, which honestly, I don't think these are related. I was for some reason at first I thought the movie was based on this book, but I was doing some research and apparently book was written and then there was going to be an actual real movie was going to be made based on this, and it was in production and then it kind of fell apart, so it wasn't made. And then this is a non-related Killer Pike movie. I think that's how it goes. But anyway, it's like, you got to own them both, right?
Oh yeah,
Psycho Pike and the Pike, the book. So yeah, favorite. That's my favorite pickup of the weekend is Psycho Pike.
Love it. Love that. I'm happy for you.
That's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
Psycho Pike was directed by Alfred Hitchcock.
All right, that's kind of funny.
That was just a joke.
Yes,
You got one
Psycho
joke
Pike.
in, and it was good.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy with that.
Right.
Abigail, last one.
I want to watch Psycho Pike.
It's also funny. To say
Yeah,
Alfred
my last two, I'll show off my animal encounter video, which is called Cat Sitter. It's not as probably not as violent as the one that Jacob got. These cats all look very entertained. This is featured in USA Today, The Wall Street Journal, and The Daily Show. Oh, so this is kind of new. But yeah, this
Daily
is
Show's been out for 30 years.
So it's pretty new, y'all. The video cats love to watch. This is awesome. I already look up videos to entertain my cats on YouTube that are like of birds hanging out in gardens, and squirrels. So I'm going to put that on in our bedroom for our cat Gizmo on the 4th of July because he hates fireworks and he loves tapes.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that.
He usually watches Father of the Bride.
He's been watching Father of the Bride for the last 7 years.
It's our 4th of July tradition.
Yes, I'm the one really watching it. I did get one more tape though.
Okay.
It's not cat related. It is a book that I've read from an author that I love, Ray Bradbury. Something Wicked This Way Comes, which is just a great story. I've never seen this. I've never seen like a visual depiction of the story, so I've only listened to it. And I'm looking forward to seeing like stuff from the book and see how it was played out, etc. I don't think there's anyone too notable like in this movie or the director, but it's just a cool story about it, like a carnival, and I love that shit. So yeah,
actually at
excited.
the Plaza Theater, when it used to be an adult film place, they had a adult movie.
They spelled
about
it different, huh?
Yeah, it was about witches. It was called Something Wiccan This Way Comes, but it was spelled different. It was like The Craft Legacy. I got to get myself out of this one.
Well, we had fun at the VHS Fest.
We had a good time. We're not getting Craig out of that. He's got to stay in that hole.
And
it was a lot of fun.
Playing that sandbox.
It was a lot of fun. It was awesome. Skylar was there. Skylar Davis. He was at the toy show too. We had a good time hanging out with him. He picked up a couple cool tapes too, and kind of like Jacob was saying, like just like a good community. Very different than the toy collecting crowd.
Yeah,
the toy crowd seems a little like, I don't know, angrier or something. Like I don't know what it is. Just
well, the prices are high.
Cool.
Prices are high.
The thing that I like about the VHS crowd, and it is like a lot of those people and a lot of the, every table you look at has half of the table are like the common tapes that are like $2, the stuff that are, just like a lot of the movies that you've heard of and those kind of things. But then the other half of the table is, the cat VHS or
the weirder stuff
or weird shit you've never heard of, or there's boxes of porn under the table, and everybody's like really having fun and like getting super excited over really obscure movies that no one else has ever heard of, and that just makes me happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that shit rolled.
Yeah.
Great space, great people, got some great tapes. I'll
Mhm.
definitely go back for the next annual.
Yeah, we got to keep our eyes
Manual.
out for whenever the next one happens.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll do that. Like you were saying, a lot of these tapes you buy for $5 or $10. $30 is the most I ever spent. What was that, Abby? I know we have another show to
We
do.
have another show coming up.
Abby just gave me the time thing, like, time to do a second show. All right. Well, we'll end this here. Hey, by the way, lots of people hanging out tonight. We appreciate.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yep.
We're
Keep hanging out.
gonna
Yeah.
stick around. We've got more podcasting coming up on the other channel for Toy Anxiety. And I don't have anything else. This was a really fun weekend. We'll figure out podcasting schedule. It's going to get a little weird for the next couple weeks, not going to lie, but we'll figure something out. And
Either way, you're getting a ton of content from us. Like when we go on this trip, there's going to be a lot of
Abby's
stuff
yelling
coming.
at you. Just back off already.
Either way, just
Back off.
shut the fuck up. No.
Just
We
shut
love
the
you.
fuck up. Oh my God. Anyways, well, for Abigail Gardner and Jacob Walsh, thank you for tuning in. To all the dealers at the VHS swap, thank you for being kind. And for the DJs of the world, I know it's tough out there. It's hard to book gigs.
Last night a DJ ruined my life.
Is that a real song?
I mean, last night a DJ saved my life. Yeah.
Oh, now we're counting down to the end of the show.
What
I
are
didn't
you
mean to do that.
doing?
I just meant to put on the last
You count
part.
down to the end
Oh,
now.
wait,
Okay.
what?
I didn't mean.
Well, I
to.
love a countdown.
All right, I'm just gonna end the show. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
All right,
y'all.
bye.
See ya on Toy Anxiety. Bye.